Jennifer Hicks with Purpose Planning. Merry Christmas! You guys know it's my favorite time of year. This year I am trying a new recipe. One of my clients, and I heard from some other people, makes really good marshmallows, and it's fun, it's creative with kids, so I thought I would try making marshmallows this year. So we've got all of our ingredients: 4 cups of sugar, a little bit of salt, cold water, 1 1/4 cups. Put it in my pan here. The boiling process is specific. Bring the mixture to a boil. Once it's to a boil, I'm going to put the lid on it and let it get to a rolling boil for 3 minutes. And this is where I use timers because I'm making candy and time tends to be specific. Then when I take the lid off, I'm going to put the candy thermometer in, and I need to get to about 260 or 270. And you need to be paying attention because I've ruined a batch already by letting it get too hot. So let's see how this one goes. So I just put the sugar water, basically what it is with a little bit of salt, on the stove, and you got to bring it to a boil on a medium heat and stirring occasionally. So I got it all stirred up. It's sitting over there working its magic, and in the meantime I need to get 4 packets of unflavored gelatin with 3/4 cup of cold water in the mixing bowl, just mixed up, and just let it set so it'll start forming that gelatin. And once that is done, then I work on, while I'm waiting for the candy to get boiling, I work on my dipping options. And today we're going to try peppermint, dip our marshmallows in peppermint, and then also maybe some chocolate with peppermint or chocolate with pecans. So while I'm waiting, because I can't walk off from the candy, I need to pay attention, I'm going to be working on that. So all we're doing is just opening 4 little packets of gelatin, unflavored, nothing fancy. Obviously they don't want me to get in here. Okay, there we go. And when I do 4 of these, I put 3/4 cup. And I do pay attention when recipes with candy do tell me things. Cold water, I am using cold water. I'm not using tap water. I'm using water out of the refrigerator. Or if I don't have water out of the refrigerator, I would put ice in my water and make sure it was really cold. So I'm going to stir this up for just a few minutes and make sure it's all mixed up. Scrape the sides and then just let it sit. And then just let it sit waiting for the candy. Okay, so it's come to a boil. I've put the lid on it for 3 minutes. I've taken the lid off, and now I've got the candy thermometer in there. And they tell you it needs to be a soft crack stage. For all you old school people, I've done it in the water. For my altitude and for my house, 270 is just a little too hot. I need to get it to about 260 because I have actually overcooked it. And when you overcook it, you just get a big ball of sugar. It's kind of like that rock candy. And so it needs to be at that soft crack stage. And so now I just watch it every couple of minutes. I go over there and I watch that thermometer get up to about 250. Right there's the timer to remind me to go check it. So this is just the boiling portion of it. And then of course I've got my thermometer in there and I'm waiting till it gets to about 255, 260. And then I will not leave this pot of candy until it's ready to mix. So my candy's getting close, according to the candy thermometer. But because I have ruined a batch by overcooking, I'm going back to the way everyone used to check to see if their candy's ready, which is the cold water, and I'm going to drop some candy in there, and I will show you what the soft crack looks like. So what I'm doing is I'm just dropping some of that candy into the cold water, and then I'm putting the spoon in there because I do it a couple of different ways, and then just seeing and then I can go in here and see what the soft crack looks like. So this is a soft ball. I know it's not hard, but going to the bottom. So a soft crack is it will bend but then crack. This is not cracking, it's just a soft ball. So candy's not ready yet. So my candy is done. I am putting it in the gelatin. I am pouring it really slow. I am not dumping it in there, because what's going to happen is this hot candy is going to hit this cold mixer, but by the time I get all the candy in there, it's the whole can, the whole mixture is going to be really warm, and it is, we'll show you here in a second, it's making a nice white mixture, and I am just, now there's not much left, so I'm just pouring the candy in there just like that. Of course, this is hot, so be very careful if you're working with your kids, because I'm looking forward to making this with my granddaughter at Christmas for our hot chocolate. You're supposed to beat this mixture. This is now a hot mixture. Don't want to touch the sides. You're supposed to beat this mixture for 3 minutes on low. Once I finish that, because I will go set my timer, I'm going to put a little extra, 2 heaping teaspoons of vanilla in here, and we'll show you what it looks like then. So I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but the cook in me wants to always scrape the sides. So it's mixed for 3 minutes. I'm just making sure there's no clumps of anything on the side. I'm going to start it back up again and put 2 heaping teaspoons of vanilla in there. As you can tell, it's dripping over the side, because you know, marshmallow's got to taste good. And once that gets mixed up, I'm going to turn it on medium, like my good old KitchenAid here, 5 to 6 probably, for 10 minutes. And then we're going to show you little bits of pictures of what it looks like as it's cooking, or as it's mixing. So this is right after the vanilla was added, so I probably put a little extra in there, but it's going to change colors here in a minute. Okay, so this is just a couple of minutes into it, and you're already seeing the white and it getting fluffy. But we still have almost 8-9 minutes left to do this, so you just walk off and leave it. Now we have less than 3 minutes left, and it is starting to look like marshmallows. And so we'll wait and see. Okay, our 10 minutes is up. As you can see, we have marshmallow potential here. So what I did while that was mixing is, 9 by 13, pick a pan you want to make your marshmallows in. I have this nice dish, and I got an idea. It looks like fluff to me, so I just got an old fluff jar out. And what I do so things don't stick is I put just a tiny bit of oil on my hands and just rubbed it around. And then it's got powdered sugar on it, so it doesn't stick to the dish. I mean, what's a little more sugar? We're making marshmallows. So this is all I do is get as much of that marshmallow off I can. And then I'm just going to pour this marshmallow on this dish or in a pan. And I'm going to put a little bit in that jar, and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so we're going to try and see if we can make fluff, because who doesn't like a little fluff when you're making hot chocolate? And I'm guessing, see, it's sticky. Gonna make a mess. That's what I'm doing here. And I'm just getting the rest of the marshmallow out of the bowl. Now here's the good thing. You might be looking at this going, oh dear, I don't want to clean up that mess. Bethan and I were just talking. I have hot water. This is a house of only adults, and so my hot water heater produces nice hot water, and I will just run some hot water and rinse this off before I wash it, and that sugar mixture will come off very nicely. So all I'm doing now is just kind of flattening out this marshmallow mixture, pushing it to the edges. And it's nice because that powdered sugar mixture keeps it from sticking. So you kind of have to do it gingerly. And I don't care what the top looks like. Some people do, I don't. Do the last bit here. Make it flat. And then of course you got to taste it to make sure it tastes like marshmallows. Yes. No sugar, no grains, no granular. This is going to be really good marshmallows.